Hey everyone, welcome to Massachusetts Sports Central. These are NFL game picks for Week 5. Week 5 gives us our first set of bye weeks and only have 14 games this week. In Week 4, we went 9-7, which is still a little disappointing, but it was another week full of upsets, so did better than most others that I saw. Still own a 41-22 record on the season. So this week we have 4 teams with byes. They are the Falcons, the Broncos, Saints, and Redskins. Okay, on to the Week 5 games. Starting with the Thursday game, we have the New England Patriots at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pats are coming off a tough home loss to the Panthers, and the Bucs a narrow victory over the winless Giants. Can't see the Patriots dropping 2 in a row and going below 500. The defense will need to improve, though, or the Bucs will toast them again. I think they will do just enough, and the Pats take this one 31-24. On to the 1 p.m. Sunday games. Starting off, we have the Jets at Browns. This is actually an interesting one in that it is a decent chance for the Browns to get a win, but you could also have the Jets go on an almost inconceivable 3-game winning streak. Won't be shocked with any outcome in this one, but I'm going to take the hot hand since the Browns seem to be getting worse each week. Jets win this one 20-13. Next, we have a battle of 3-1 teams with the Panthers at the Lions. So I have made it clear that I am not buying the Panthers. If they win this one, I'll have to change my tune a little bit, but I don't think that they will. I like the Lions and think they will be in the hunt all year. I am taking the Lions to win this one 23-13. In the second pairing of pretty bad teams playing this week, we have the winless 49ers at the 1-3 Colts. The Colts have put up a few respectable showings, but has been pretty bad overall. 49ers aren't lighting the world on fire, but have been pretty competitive in most of their games. Another one where I could see anything happening, but I will take the 49ers winning on the road by a lackluster 17-13 score. Next game is the Titans at the Dolphins. Titans were embarrassed by the Texans last week, as were the Fins by the Saints. However, the Titans are a much better team, and Miami has looked bad all year. Titans haven't said if Mariota will play or not. They take it easy if he is healthy, but even without him, I will take them, and the score reflects it without him, with Tennessee taking it 15-19. Next, we have the surprising 3-1 Bills taking on the 1-3 Bengals. Bills have been surprisingly good this season so far. Back-to-back impressive wins over Denver and Atlanta. Bengals have been playing better the last couple weeks, but think they will struggle to put up points on a stout Buffalo defense. Bills take this one 20-12. This week's matchup of winless teams is next. We have the Chargers at the Giants. Likely the last winless matchup of the season. After this week, there will only be one more opportunity at most. The loser of this game will have one more currently winless team on the schedule. The G-Men are at San Francisco in Week 10, and LA has Cleveland at home in Week 13. But both those games are pretty late in the season to expect both teams to be winless, so probably the last toilet bowl game of the year. Okay, marginal analysis of the actual teams and game now. Giants have the better defense overall and have looked better on offense. Since they are since they're the home team, I will take them 19-17. All right, next up we have the Jags at Steelers. This is a big game for both teams. Jacksonville can get people back on the "hey, we're for real" train with a win, and the Steelers can show that they can beat up on an inferior team. I do think the latter is what will happen, and Pittsburgh is going to take this one 27-13. All right, last early game is Cards at Eagles. Cardinals might be the worst 2-2 team in the league right now, as their only 2 wins were in overtime over terrible Colts and 49er teams. Eagles are one of the darlings of the league and are a strong 3-1 right now. I don't see Arizona flipping a switch this week, so the Eagles win this one fairly handily, 24-14. Moving to the late games, we start with Seahawks at Rams. This this is not one that many people would have circled on as one of the more interesting and important matchups of Week 5 to begin the season. But it is with the surprising 3-1 Rams and the 2-2 Hawks in a game that where the winner will at least be tied for first in the division. While I am not, while I am now starting to buy what the Rams are selling, I also think Seattle has started to figure out their offensive issues and are going to go on their annual hot streak after a slow start. Seahawks take a good one, 23-20. Next up, Ravens at Oakland. A couple weeks ago, even with the Ravens playing well, I'd have Oakland easy. But now with Oakland having 2 weak games in a row and with them losing Carr for probably 2 to 6 weeks, it's not so obvious. The Ravens have been terrible the last couple of weeks too, though. I still think the Ravens still have pretty good defense overall, and seeing what the Raiders did last year without Carr and what E.J. Manuel has done throughout his career, I'm going to go with Baltimore in a sloppy game, 12-10. All right, final day game is probably the best one of the afternoon with the Packers at the Cowboys. Rematch of last year's division game and 2 of the favorites going into the season. Probably a bigger game for the boys since it is at home and they are 2-2 and tied for second, while the Packers are 3-1 and tied for first. This should be a pretty good one and expect a lot of points in this one. I do think the Cowboys bounce back and win it 31-27. All right. Next, we have a good primetime game this Sunday night. Chiefs at Texans pit 2 good defenses against each other, along with a surprisingly good offense in Kansas City and an emerging one in Houston. I think that the key to the game is if the KC offensive line can keep Alex Smith clean or not. If they can, I think that they take it pretty easy, but if not, it will be a lot more interesting. I do think that Watt, Clowney, and company do get to him a bit, and the KC defense will have a hard time dealing with Watson's skill set. And Texans take it at home in a really good game. Texans win 24-21. All right, last game on Monday night, we have the Vikings at the Bears. With Dalvin Cook out, and it looks like Bradford will miss the game again, so tough place to start off for the Vikings. The Bears aren't good, but the defense isn't the major issue with the team, so getting points won't be easy for the Vikings with backups at key positions. Trubisky will see his first action of his NFL career in this one. While I don't think moving on from Glennon is a bad move, I also know that most rookie QBs don't do well in their first appearance, and Minnie has a very good defense. So Vikings tread water for another week with their injuries and take it 16-10. All right, we will review the picks after all the games next week as usual. Thanks for watching, and please like, comment, and share the videos, and subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on other social media. Facebook and Twitter are both at MA Sports Central. Thanks, and we will see you soon.